Alright guys, welcome to the new episode of Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. This is Corey's Crypt.
Is BDG reviews?
Yeah, so we're kind of like doing a few little news or short reviews or whatever, and then figure we're going to do a main review on Thirst by Park Chan-wook. I probably didn't say that right, but doing that, and Alexandra Aja's Crawl, which I'm kind of excited to talk about that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. But anyways, you got any like hard-pressing news before we get to reviews?
Well, let's just take a look in here.
I guess we could talk about the
Bloody Disgusting
3 from Hell trailer dropped like 4 hours ago.
That was awesome. I watched it and I was just like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really hyped on it. That's going to be damn cool.
I like that I had that dude from 31 in it. Deathhead, you know, the main villain dude in 31. It was cool seeing him in it. And Sid Haig's looking crazy old in that movie.
He is. I mean, I'm wondering whether they're going to, like, kill off his character in it.
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of scenes, like, of, like, the other two, but not him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
so
kind
I'm
of
wondering
like,
if...
Yeah, I'm kind of neutral about the movie. I'm just, I'm not too hyped, but I'm not too, like, I'm just average about it, you know what I mean? Like, the trailer didn't really blow me away.
Yeah.
I'm just a little worried because I heard it's getting the same theatrical treatment as 31, like a 1 or 2 day thing. And then it's going to, you know,
I
the
hope
video.
that's not the case.
No, that is the case.
I hope... I don't like that.
Yeah, it's getting the same treatment as 31.
Really annoying.
And I hated 31. And I feel like if the studio had, faith in this project, they'd release it national theatrical. I mean, Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpse did really good. And there was a few shots in that trailer that looked really low budget. Especially the scene where you see Sid Haig talking. The sets look really cheap. Like, I'm real cautious about it. I hope it doesn't go the route of 31.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my expectations sort of low.
Yeah.
But I'm.
Does that change your opinion though? Does that change your opinion though that it's getting a day or two theatrical release?
Not really, because I mean, hell, they did that with Midnight Meat Train as well, and that movie's like a masterpiece.
Yeah, but that wasn't by like a big.
Threw that out.
That wasn't by like a big director or anything though.
That's true, but I mean, you know, it's like your typical studio bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Like they don't like something, so they put it on the back burner, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's not always fair. So sometimes, you know, you end up seeing the movie and you're like, yeah, I get why they did that.
Like 31.
But other times, somewhat. I don't mind 31, but I find it better in premise than it is in execution.
Yeah, there was something about it I didn't dig. I don't know what it was, and I don't get. I don't get sick of shaky cam. Like, found footage movies don't bother me. I like shaky cam or whatever, but something about the shaky cam in 31 like bugged me. Like, what it was is they hid all the shots. Yeah, they hid all the cool shots. Like when they're doing that chainsaw battle and stuff. Like the camera's shaking and it's hiding parts of it, so you're like barely seeing the fight. And it happened every time that there was some badass fight or some intense moment. The camera would start shaking. I assume it's to hide the budget or something, but still, that bugged the hell out of me. I did like that midget Hitler though.
Yeah. That guy was awesome. I saw a thing on Reddit today, and I kid you not, it was this guy. It was a black guy wearing a shirt saying like Southern Pride, and he had 2 swastikas tattooed on his arm.
It's pretty badass. Just the idea of it being a black dude with it. That just
reminded me. It just totally reminded me of that, of the midget. You know? Yeah. Like something like yeah, you like if Hitler had been around, you would probably be dead.
Oh yeah.
But they kind of dig him or whatever. It's weird, really weird.
So you got any other news?
just have some like very basic things here. Like apparently, where was it? It says apparently there was a much darker ending wrote for Crawl than it actually got.
See, I wish that
So
would have had a dark ending.
it if any movie deserved a dark ending, it was kind of that one.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of like it needed an ending like what's that movie? You know, where the people are in like the ocean. There's just
Open
two of them,
water.
and they're like surrounded by sharks. Yeah, like that. You know,
Yeah.
where they just end up dead at the end.
Yeah.
You know, it'll hopefully be on the Blu-ray.
Oh, that'd be cool. So they shot it?
I'm certainly hoping. Yeah, apparently, yeah, that's what it looks like. So, yeah, that's honestly just about it, except for this. Apparently, the real life house from The Conjuring has been purchased and it's been open to visitors this year.
Now the house they filmed in, or the house where it was supposedly actually
The
haunted?
actual the actual like supposedly haunted house.
That's pretty cool. Where is it, like Connecticut or something?
Rhode Island.
Oh, wow. Man, Rhode Island is a haunted-ass fucking city, man. You got that and Amityville.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Long
Um,
Island. I'm tripping. Yeah, Long Island, I was thinking.
yeah.
So Rhode Island,
Where
yeah.
is Rhode Island and
I don't know.
where's that in like I don't know.
I don't even know what state that's in.
Man.
Yeah, I got it confused with Long Island, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Rhode Island. Uh yeah, it's not giving a whole lot of information other than just it's in Rhode Island. But, still that's kind of
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
neat.
It's one of those things, if
And
you're
I mean,
ever in...
yeah. What else? That looks to be about it news-wise.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a real slow week.
Yeah. I mean, I know that well, talking about like Crawl for example, it did okay at the box office.
I saw that it
Um,
only made like 12 million. Spider-Man is still number one, and there was something as number
Yeah.
two. I don't remember exactly what it was. At least Crawl beat out
Yeah.
that Stuber.
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope that, I think they kind of messed up the release date with Crawl.
What do you mean?
Putting it so close to like a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but I don't know,
You
because there's
know,
people like me that just have no interest in the Spider-Man movie and all that. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
But
there's a lot of
I mean,
people that don't
it
like
seems
superhero stuff.
it seems almost like suicidal though to put a movie out around the same time as something that you know is going to take all the budget in. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I see what they mean. They're coming from, though, only because they wanted to release it during summer. And look what comes out next week. You got
Yeah.
Tarantino movie. You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah.
You know, you have the same... I feel like the same crowd that would see Crawl would see the Tarantino movie. So I think it'd be even way
Oh,
more
for sure.
suicidal to have it released the weekend of Once
Yeah,
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
that's true. What's it rated where you are?
What, Crawl?
Yeah.
Rated R.
Oh, because yeah, up here it's rated 14A.
Well, they did
So
that with
I'm
Hereditary up
assuming
there, too.
they did. It's really weird. I would so I would have like assumed they'd have been trying to get the younger crowds, but if it's rated R down there, I don't know.
I don't really see how it should have been rated R, though. Like, I don't
Oh no, it
remember
doesn't
any
deserve an R
language at
rating.
all, really. Like,
I think there was one.
but yeah, but, you know, there was some gore.
One bit of swearing.
Yeah, I mean, there was
Yeah.
some gore, but it's nothing as bad as, like, say, American Horror Story or anything on TV.
No, for sure.
Like, it should have been a PG-13 movie.
Yeah. I mean, really, it should have. It's one of those ones that has an R rating but doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, there was a movie, I forget what it was, but I remember seeing it, and it was rated like, It had an R rating, and I'm like, how is this an R rating? But it was an older movie. I keep wanting to say Poltergeist, but it's not Poltergeist. It was around that same era, though.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, no, like, this is PG-13, like, at the max.
But was this before they had the PG-13 rating?
It might have been.
Yeah, because there's some movies that were PG that should have been, PG-13. There's some movies that are R that should have been PG-13. Because I think the PG-13 only came around because of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, that was that perfect stomping ground of just in between the two.
Yeah.
You know? And hell, I don't know whether you had it down there. We used to have the rating A up here.
No, we never had that.
And it was like, it was adult.
Yeah, I know that they had that with video games.
It wasn't like porn or anything. It was like just below, like an R.
Yeah, we had that for video games,
so sort of like a
but
hard
not...
PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird, honestly. Some of the rating things are just odd all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got any releases that are anything been announced? Like, I feel like Scream Factory announced some stuff. I guess I could look some stuff up. I didn't come too prepared, but I can...
Yeah, me neither.
Like, I don't think it's anything.
I don't think there's been any, like, super big announcements.
Like, I wonder if that...
At least recently.
Yeah, like, I wonder if that batch where the Onan got
what...
announced is the last of the Scream Factory.
Oh. Yeah. Let's see. Apparently Shout Factory are putting something out. I don't even know what the hell it is.
I just saw this as far as news. It's not really horror, but the Joker is going to receive a 70mm run in select theaters. I'm sure it won't air near me, though, but that is cool that they're releasing that in 70mm.
Well, I dig that, I think it's something they should do more of, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like that means the movie is going to look beautiful, though. Like, especially in 4K and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I got one release here. Apparently, on October 1st, Doom Annihilation is coming out.
In theaters or DVD?
Blu-ray.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I've heard, like, nothing about it. So it could be kind of awesome. It could be not. Apparently, Rambo is getting a 4K release.
So that's not coming to theaters?
What, Doom?
No, Rambo 5.
Oh no, Rambo 5's coming. This is the Rambo 4, the last one.
The 09 one?
4K release or whatever. Yeah.
I'll definitely buy that. I love that movie. It's so violent.
I know it. That's what, like, how can I put it? That is like horror for non-horror fans.
Oh yeah. Plus, I already got the first 3 Rambos on 4K, and they look stunning.
Yeah, so that'll probably look pretty damn sweet as well, because that was filmed in digital, right?
Yeah. See, I'm really excited because I'm definitely going to theaters to see Part 5. I mean, it looks more low budget, but I still gotta support that. I mean, dude, Rambo is badass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, is it weird that I'm more excited for the new Rambo than I am the new Terminator? And I like Terminator better, but I'm still more stoked for Rambo.
I think what it is Terminator's had a lot of misses in the series.
And every Rambo's good.
Yeah, every Rambo's good. There's even the cheesiest Part 3
Oh, I love that movie.
Still overly violent.
Yeah. Yeah, man. In Terminator, they pump them out too frequently. In Terminator, they pump them out too frequent.
Definitely, and I mean they lose what's important about the series. They like, I don't even know what the hell they're doing with this new one.
Yeah, it just didn't excite me at all.
No, I mean,
It's the same effect with like Laurie Strode and the Halloween franchise. Like I'm
yeah.
over Sarah Connor's character. You know what I mean? Like I'm just over
Well,
it.
her arc is done, you
Yeah,
know? And that's the thing, you have to let a character die when the time is right,
I know. I'm
you
getting
know?
so tired of seeing these. They use the same people: Laurie Strode, Sarah Connor. It's like they need to just start new
Yeah.
stories, like just whole new stories. And I dare say you don't
Yeah.
even need Schwarzenegger. Just do a whole new thing. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
actually appreciated Terminator Salvation, but I guess people shit all over that
Oh,
movie.
yeah. They did, but I actually kind of liked it.
Oh, I liked
I
it a
mean,
lot.
I don't know. I've like kind of dug a lot of the Terminator movies, even the ones like I actually kind of liked Genesis a bit.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I say a bit, but because it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination,
Got some cool effects in it
but
though.
it has its moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think he's doing a release of Man of a Thousand Faces, the movie about
Lon
Lon
Chaney.
Chaney Sr.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. Not really horror
Do you own
because
any?
it's like a biopic.
Do you own any
Uh,
Arrow Academy titles?
uh, I'm just having a look. I don't think I do. I think my cat attacking my feet.
Speaking of cats, tomorrow
Um,
they release the Blu-ray to Strays. That looks badass.
I don't know what to make of that. I've never heard of the movie. I've
Neither have
never
I,
seen the trailer or anything.
but there's a an image here on Scream Factory's Facebook of like three cats. I guess it's a still from the
Yeah,
movie. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm a cat fan, so
yeah,
it looks pretty cool. But other than that,
yeah.
yeah, Scream Factory's only thing is like the blob and the monster of something.
Yeah. I mean, the Blob alone is worth it
Yeah.
because
They
that
seem to
movie's,
be
you
releasing a
know,
ton of these old 50s movies. Monster on the Campus is
I
what it is.
yeah, I love that. I love those old 50s stuff. Um, some of them though are just way too expensive.
Yeah.
Like I was in the store the other day and I saw what was it? I Bury the Living.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's a fun little movie. But honestly, it was like 29.99. And I kid you not, I first saw that movie on DVD, which I bought, and it was a DVD that had two movies, and it was like about 32 cents.
Was it one of the
And it looked
midnight double features or whatever?
even older than those. It was something called Killer Creature Double Feature.
Never heard
You'd
of
put it
those.
in, you'd put it in, and it looked like you were like drove up to like a drive-in, and there'd be like intermission things and everything. It was a pretty fun little set, but it was like so, really, really cheap. But, like, damn it, I find it hard wrapping my head around, having to pay nearly $30 for a movie that I bought for about 30 cents.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
sometimes it's worth it, though, because Shredder,
Yeah.
I bought that for $1 at a pawn shop, and I just paid $26 to have it on Blu-ray, but it was definitely worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it just depends on the particular release.
Yeah, and now those old movies, do they usually
Yeah.
look really good on Blu-ray, or do they usually look kind of shitty?
Usually they look really good. I'm like, a lot of times I'll watch one that, Scream Factory's put out of an older flick, and if it wasn't for the fact it was in black and white, and like the acting is kind of dated or whatever, you would assume it would be a modern film because it's like they look pristine,
Wow.
and it's shocking, really,
Yeah.
how good they can look. I guess there's less to work with because it's just black and white usually, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to color time it or anything. You just gotta clean everything up. So
Make
it
sure
might
the
be
black
an
levels are good and
easier.
everything.
Yeah, and usually they all look really good. I tell you what I'm waiting for, and damn it, no one is releasing it. The original War of the Worlds.
Oh, yeah. That's
I
shocking
want,
they wouldn't have released that.
I know. I can't wrap my brain around the fact that they haven't
If
released it.
anything, I feel like Criterion would release that.
Oh, I
Because they
hope.
have Orson Welles' pretty much his whole filmography.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, that's one of those movies that just needs to, get released because that's an awesome movie, and I'm kind of tired of the old DVD.
Yeah, I bet you Criterion would release that.
That would be so damn cool.
Yeah, dude. I'm shocked, dude. Do you have the movie Funny Games?
The original, yeah.
Yeah. You ever plan
Not,
on picking up
I,
that Criterion or no?
I don't know because I mean, the DVD's fine for it.
Yeah.
It's not like a movie that I'm super like I love so much. Like I have to have the good Blu-ray of it, but if I can see it somewhere at a reasonable price, it's one I'll pick up.
Yeah. I just love the cover of it. I
Yeah,
haven't seen the transfer of it yet, but
yeah.
see, I
It's
didn't
a
own the
damn good
DVD,
movie.
so it was worth it for me just to pick it up.
Oh yeah. Well, have you seen the American remake?
I saw that first, actually, yeah.
Yeah, apparently, they're pretty much identical.
Oh, they're shot for shot.
Yeah, but there's something about, not recognizing any of the actors.
Yeah, and the kids to me look more authentic, whereas the kid, I knew pretty much every actor from the remake. Even the
Yeah.
main torture kid, he's the main gangster in Boardwalk Empire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it kind of takes you out of it. Like, but then you get this one that's a bunch of people you've never heard of. You've never seen them in anything else, and it makes it more real.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually,
Yep.
pretty much everything in my to watch pile now is mostly Criterions. Like I'm finally gonna get into Eyes Without a Face, see if that's any good.
I've heard that is really good.
Yeah, for some reason I never pick it up. Like every time I go, I just never get it. And I
I
finally was
I
like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it.
I always think it's the cover doesn't really do it justice.
No, that's the one thing about Criterion is like 80% of their covers I don't like at all.
They're just very generic a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And, it's the sort of thing, from what I know of Eyes Without a Face, it's got some pretty nasty stuff in it
Yeah.
for a movie of its age. Like, you get like faces peeled off and everything and stuff like that. So, I think it's going to look great on a Criterion release for sure. I
Oh
mean, that's
yeah.
just a given. You could give them like a box full of turds and they'd make it into gold somehow. I don't know how, but they'd figure
Yeah.
they'd figure it out some way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus
and
I
it's the
still
sort
have
of thing you can always count on Criterion for a quality release of something.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
House has really been the only one that I've been kinda disappointed in.
The thing with House is if you go in knowing what to expect, that's one thing, but if you go in like somewhat blind, it can really throw you for a loop.
Yeah, it wasn't my style. Like I could appreciate it for what it is. Like I guess the whole
Yeah,
movie was pretty much written by a 10-year-old girl.
something like that. Yeah,
Like the director was he was like and he did commercials before that. So you could
yeah,
definitely see all that. Like it's just super colorful, but it
yeah,
just as far as like the content of the movie, it just wasn't that fun to me.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's very
It's the
random.
perfect movie if you're like into drugs and all that. It's
Oh
definitely a
yeah,
perfect movie.
yeah. Get someone some mushrooms or whatever. Just sit them there, let them watch that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
for sure.
so you got any other releases?
Not that I know of. We're a bit tapped out for releases, honestly.
Yeah, if
I
it's been
haven't been.
slow, I'm surprised. There's not really even any sales to speak of, or no
Yeah,
one's
well,
really
they're
releasing
probably.
anything.
I bet they're waiting for fall.
Yeah,
Get like all like the horror releases and everything around fall, so you can cash in on Halloween.
yeah,
At least I hope that's the case.
yeah. So I figure we should do like little short reviews of maybe 3 movies we've watched in the past week or so.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to go first? Anything you watch that you feel
Uh,
compelled to talk about?
Let me think. What have I watched recently? Well, I watched the Amityville Murders the other week,
Oh yeah,
and I was actually quite happy with that.
better than Amityville Awakening or no?
Um, I liked Amityville Awakening,
See, I
but
haven't seen
yeah,
it yet.
Amityville Awakening is pretty decent, honestly. Like, it's stretching. Essentially, that is like a haunting in Connecticut in Amityville.
Oh, okay. See, I love
Yeah,
that
that
movie.
yeah, it's essentially that. Like, you got like a kid who's like all like comatose or whatever, and
See,
Um,
I'm waiting to check out the Scream Factory Amityville movies. I have them here, but I just haven't popped them in yet.
yeah, yeah. Essentially, the Amityville Murders, it pretty much follows part two,
Oh, okay.
but it focuses on the actual people, like the DeFeo people,
Yeah,
not the whatever name they made up for part two.
yeah,
So it follows, the murders and everything. What I really dug about it though is it really, from what I know of the Amityville Murders, um, the father was like a real like abusive jackass.
yeah. Well, they get into
And
that in the document. Oh no, that was
y
for the Lutz family. Never mind.
yeah, apparently this like for the DeFeos it was the same, and they go into that in the movie, which I really appreciate.
Who
You
released it?
know,
Do you know? Was it a major
um,
studio or was it independent?
I have no clue. I saw it on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Because I know
I don't
anybody
know.
could release an Amityville movie.
Yeah, pretty much, because I think it's pretty much public domain now, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd like to see if
Really,
anybody has like a whole collection of every movie with Amityville in the title.
that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have one called, I think it's like called like an Amityville Haunting or something. Essentially, it's paranormal activity, and it's supposed to be in the Amityville house.
That sounds kind of cool though.
It's interesting. It's a neat way to go about it, but you can tell that the house itself isn't the actual Amityville house. It's like a set somewhere, and they just sort of like, yes, it's Amityville.
Speaking of weird found footage movies, have you heard of 8213 Gacy House? It's like a
H.
found footage movie taking place in John Wayne Gacy's house.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, if I start looking at it, it seems kind of cool.
Yeah, that could be neat. Speaking of Gacy, we should take some time to pimp out our shirts.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we got the Tumbling Podcast of Flesh merch, which you'll link below.
Yeah,
Of yeah, it's we got some Gacy artwork on the back, and it hasn't been pulled from the store yet, so that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, I still need to
So,
order one when I get paid, but yeah, we got multiple
yeah,
colors.
yeah, I'm wearing mine right now. Really comfortable,
Oh yeah,
And so yeah, if you're interested, go on and pick one up.
yeah, it's a pretty cool shirt. As the font like a little kid would have wrote it, but the back is the iconic Gacy clown art.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's it's a nice shirt, honestly. It really is.
yeah. Oh yeah, I like the quality of the one I got. It's not the Gacy one, but we also have one that's cool where it has our Flesh logo, and it
Yeah.
has on the back, "Behold the tumbling flesh."
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, they do good quality shirts. Do Teespring, so
You know, it would be
here
cool
we
if
go.
if do they have the option to make trucker hats at all or no?
Um, I don't know. I'll have to take a look.
It'd be
They
cool to
might.
maybe get trucker hats with our logo or something on it, or you know what I mean?
That would be cool. Yeah. So if anyone knows a place that does trucker hats, leave a leave a note down in the
Or you're
comments
more
and
of a
let us
beanie
know.
guy, so.
Yeah,
But
you know,
anyways,
yeah. So we just had to put that out. Also, I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's a website called I think it's called like Putrid Productions or something like that. Have you
no, I
heard of
never
it?
heard of it. No.
Well, they do like those GSK movies, those like Japanese like I don't even know what they are. They're like essentially like fetish movies or whatever. But they have a thing there, and it's a 6-disc set, and all it is it's the uncut footage of the police investigations into John Wayne Gacy.
Really?
So going around like the house and like exhuming bodies and
Real
everything.
footage and all that?
Apparently, yeah. And it's 6 DVDs.
Wow.
It's
It's
like,
available now?
yeah, Yeah, I just saw it just today, and
Dude,
I
does it
thought,
like ship
damn.
from Asia or something though?
No, apparently it's an American company, so
What does the cover look like?
it's just like I think it's like the John Wayne Gacy's like mugshot.
Yeah, dude, send me the link to that.
Yeah, it they got like a bunch of stuff. They have like stuff about Dahmer. They have walkthroughs of all his stuff. And from what I know, it's like the actual police footage of like the crime scene investigation and everything.
Now are they asking an arm and a leg for him though? Being
Not
six
really.
discs?
No, they're pretty reasonable in price. I'll just bring it up now and take a look. But for true crime fans and everything, that's something to look at.
Yeah,
Because
I was hoping Netflix, with the success of the Ted Bundy stuff they're doing, like it
yeah,
would be cool if they did like one of them big documentaries on Gacy or Dahmer or someone else besides Ted Bundy.
yeah. Well, I think the thing is Ted Bundy had like such you
Interesting
know,
case.
yeah, whereas
Gacy stuff is pretty cut and dry.
yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Come on, go back. Stupid wrong link.
Yeah, so I'll get to the review of something I watched. The 8
Mhm.
millimeter, put up by Scream Factory,
Yeah.
I think in January. The
Yeah.
transfer looked okay. It wasn't. It's from an old source. I think it's from the same source as the DVD. They didn't do like a new remaster. It's
Yeah.
basically like an upgrade. I mean, there's some shots that look good, but overall, it's if you have the DVD, it's probably nothing you need to rush out and get the Blu-ray. They're
Yeah.
definitely asking too much for it. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
have the DVD, so it was worth it to me. And you get a few features with like an interview with the director. But other than that, it's not worth $24. Like if you could get it for 15, then yeah, the transfer is good enough for that. But
Yeah. Um, it's one of those things. I kind of wanted. I kind of want to see it,
what, the
but
transfer?
yeah, but I don't know whether it's really. Is it like. I'll maybe wait till it goes on sale. That
Yeah.
might be a good idea. You know.
But as far
I
as
don't
the
know.
actual movie, I love the movie. Like it's one of those ones where I'm not bored at all throughout it. I think the story's intriguing. I actually like Nicolas Cage's acting in it. I mean, there's some moments like when he's watching the footage that's cringy, like some of the reactions he has, because it's like, come on, dude, you're a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? You're a
Yeah.
private investigator. Like, this shocks you, you know what I mean? But I guess it was a different time, 99. I guess, I don't know, but
Yeah.
but the movie is really intriguing to me. I thought James Gandolfini did a good job, played a good scumbag. I don't remember the main villain's name, but he's like the snuff director, and he
Yeah.
something Stormare, like Peter Stormare or something.
Yeah.
Like he
Something
does a
like that.
good job, and but Joaquin Phoenix is a standout in it. It's one of his first roles or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I really dug that movie enough so I had to go out and buy Hardcore, which is the George C. Scott one, where it's basically the same story, but it's his daughter, and
Ah.
he's like pretending to be a porn director in L.A. to kind of figure out what happened to his daughter. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like the same story, but a little different. But
Yeah.
supposedly Hardcore is like a lot more emotionally intense, because it's more stakes. It's his daughter,
Yeah.
And this
I mean,
kind of
that's
movie, I feel like would have been better in the 70s because that's when you were dealing with actual reels of film.
yeah.
Whereas like 8 millimeter, you know what I mean? It's by that time you had the internet. If you wanted a snuff film, you could get that all online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't know. It's this sort of thing. It's almost like snuff has almost become kind of like passé
Yeah.
because I mean, the actual fact is it doesn't exist. I mean, people have filmed murders and everything like that, but
No, it
the
exists. You can go on the
actual
dark web and get all that stuff. I mean,
you
it's not being
can.
shot on film, but you could pay someone to kill someone and see it online.
Yeah, but then that falls more into it's weird because snuff has like a very like a very exact definition,
Yeah.
apparently. You know, and if it doesn't like film this like exact thing, it becomes something else. You know, I mean,
Okay.
most people would consider like some of those like ISIS videos and everything with snuff,
Yeah, I've heard
but
people
they're not
call it that.
considered snuff.
Yeah.
You know, they're atrocities caught on film.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I sent you that link on Skype.
Yeah, I'll check it out after the podcast.
Yeah, some interesting stuff on there, honestly. It's
But
actually the Gacy one's actually only 2 disc. The Jeffrey Dahmer is a 6 disc.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 millimeter. I consider it a modern classic. I think it's a fun movie. And if you don't have it, I'd say pick it up. It's definitely cool, and it's one of Nicolas Cage's more reserved roles. He doesn't go full crazy. It's more subdued, and it's just it's a good movie. It has a lot of atmosphere in it.
Yeah, I've always dug it. I mean, I always thought it was very mean-spirited.
Oh yeah, that's what I like
And
about it.
yeah, I love that, you know. Uh,
See, to me, it's one that I feel like should have had a negative ending too. Like that movie would have
oh
been better
yeah.
to me if, say, you saw another dude handing out, you know what I mean, or another tape was
Yeah.
circulating or something, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it has me intrigued enough to get part two, even though I heard part two is awful and it was direct to video, and I'm sure it's gonna be a turd. But the first one
Yeah.
has me intrigued enough to where I gotta get the second one, at least just to try it.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's the sort of thing, it's an odd movie, you know?
Have you seen part
And
two?
it's one that I haven't seen part two, but part one's one that I get the feeling there shouldn't be a sequel to it.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
heard
it's
there's
good
not
enough
even a snuff
on
film
its
in it,
own.
like it's just pictures.
That sort of defeats the object then.
Yeah, but oh well.
Yeah.
So you got another movie
We'll
you want
see.
to? You got another movie you want to review,
Yeah,
or?
let's just I'll just see what I've watched recently. Oh yeah, I watched this thing on Tubi. So anyone that has a Roku or whatever, or an Xbox One, I think you can get on there. Pick up an app called Tubi, because you get all these free movies on there. Really good stuff. And this movie I saw was called like the Pantry Ghost or something like that. And it's this like documentary. Now, I don't know anything about this particular story itself. I don't know whether it's a true story. I don't know whether it's you know, like all made up, but it has some creepy ass scenes in it.
Really? Yeah, I may have to check that
Yeah.
out. I don't
And
even know if I
it's
have Tubi.
yeah, Roku. Just grab it on Roku. It's really it's worth having. There's some good shows on there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you?
this
But
particular
speaking of Roku, remember that show you were showing me where it was like horror collectors or something?
yeah,
Did
I
they
remember
ever
that.
release more of that, or is that just a one and done thing?
No, they did one and done. That was
That
it.
sucks.
Yeah, here we go. The Pantry Ghost documentary. It's called. It's from 2013.
And it was
And,
actually creepy.
yeah, there were some scenes that was just I don't know. They just bothered me. It says here a documentary short horror. A California family filmed strange occurrences in their home. We investigated to get the full story, a never before seen footage of the first documented spirit entity ever captured on film.
Hmm.
It's honestly creepy. Like I said, I don't know how true the actual story is. I don't know whether what they're showing is actual footage, what they say is a ghost or whatever, but there's some creepy stuff in it, honestly, and it's just it's one of the better like paranormal documentaries I've seen in quite a long time.
Damn, I may have to check that out.
It's worth seeing. It's only like 40 minutes or whatever,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's pretty damn. It's a good little
So this was
documentary.
probably a show or something. Like, you know that show A Haunting or whatever, where it's like these
It, it,
hour-long
it could have been,
ghost
yeah,
stories? Yeah. That's
or it
what it
might.
sounds like.
Yeah, it's neat though because like you got like they talk to like the father of this family and he's kind of weird. He's like all this like I've decided to live in the now and all this stuff. And I don't know. He's like, and when you're living in the now, you start to notice things, and it's like, okay,
He sounds like the father from Troll 2.
yeah,
You don't
kinda,
shit on Southern hospitality or whatever it was.
yeah. It's an interesting little documentary though. I mean, it's worth watching.
And it's called the Pantry Ghost documentary.
Yeah, Pantry Ghost documentary.
Huh. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
the
got
next
anything else?
Yeah, there was a movie put out by Intervision I just checked
Mhm.
out called The Masked Mutilator.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it was awesome. Like,
Was
I
it?
I already want to rewatch it. It's have you seen Class of Nukem High Part 2 and 3?
I've seen part 2. I don't think I've seen part 3.
But do you remember the lead dude? He was like this real buff guy and he had like this blonde mullet and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess he was a professional wrestler in real life. That's why
Oh.
Trauma got him. And that guy directed this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
And I guess he filmed it in like 1990 or around that time, and it got shelved for years and years. And then Intervision or Severin Films gave him the money to kind of finish it. So there's like a beginning and an end where it's almost like this guy. It's like a true crime podcast,
Oh,
and
that's
this
cool.
dude is like talking about this whole orphanage massacre with these wrestlers and stuff. And I mean, it's ridiculously goofy, but
Yeah.
dude, it's super fun. And then it flashes back, and it's cool because the podcast scenes are in like HD, like
Oh.
digital film, and then when it flashes back, it's that grainy kind of grindhouse style footage, and it
Yeah.
actually works really well. And like these kids, it's like a remember like Freddy's Dead? It was like
Yeah.
that kind of like troubled youth home or whatever.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
one of those, but like the head dude of this troubled youth home, he was a pro wrestler that killed somebody in the ring. So he's there, and then, all these people are getting killed off and stuff, and certain, by this dude in the Masked Mutilator mask, and the whole
Yeah.
movie, you are kind of surprised by the ending a little bit. It has some twists in it, but dude, the kills are badass, and dude, the ending showdown is probably
Mhm.
the best wrestling I've ever seen, and I'm not even a wrestling fan,
Yeah.
but dude, it's like the two dudes that are just going at it, and it's like a full-fledged like wrestling match. Like the one dude's jumping off stairs, doing like stone cold stunners on him and stuff. And it's like it's ridiculous because you get this extreme gore. Like we're talking the dudes decapitating these kids' heads and stuff, and then the next scene it'll be doing a stone cold stunner on one of them. It's just
That sounds
ridiculous.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a
That
really
sounds
fun movie.
genuinely awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's just a good time, dude. And there's a bunch of features on it. There's a commentary. It's definitely worth it because Intervision, I think that's only like $16, $17, and it's worth every penny. It's definitely the funnest Intervision title. Not the best, but it's the funnest.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
that I dig stuff like that. I mean, I always remember a movie called WrestleManiac.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like that. It has that same kind of vibe.
That's cool because I enjoyed WrestleManiac.
Yeah, if you like that, you'll love this, dude. Like it has so many kills that are good and horror, but dude, the wrestling in this is just it's good, dude. It looks good. Like the wrestling looks more legit than you would WrestleMania. Like the director, like I said, he was a pro wrestler, and he's a main star in the movie too. So
That's
it's
cool.
like, dude, he did all the choreograph and everything, and in the special features, or the one kid is talking about how he like broke his arm or something in it, and they were like, like it was just a really fun movie.
Yeah,
Like the rewatchability on it's like off the, real high.
yeah. I think I'll try to pick up a copy of that. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and the Blu-ray looks good, like I said, and it's cool how they did it. Like the wraparound is like you're hearing a podcast on it.
That's a good idea. That works well.
But you have one more or no?
Well, I guess we can cover Torment. I finally watched that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought we did a podcast or something on it, but I guess we didn't.
No, we just had like vague mentions of it.
Yeah, we definitely got to do a commentary or something on it. I mean,
Yeah.
So what was your brief opinion on it?
I thought it was a good movie, but you know, it
Disappointed?
no, I mean, I was expecting more. You know what I mean? Like I was hearing people like hype up like, like, oh, he like takes this knife and he shoves it up, and like it's like I was expecting more than I actually saw.
Yeah, like he
So,
does it. It's just probably not as graphic as you would have wanted.
well, not necessarily wanted, because then you would have had to have seen something I would have preferred not to have seen. But I found as a whole, it wasn't as like gory or anything as I thought it should have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Flowers is more gory than
Yeah.
Torment.
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
just the sexual violence and torment that
yeah.
make it hardcore. Like that bottle scene was pretty intense.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was just kind of, it was just one of those uncomfortable scenes.
Yeah. It was
Probably
definitely
very
overhyped
uncomfortable
though.
to shoot as well, but
Yeah,
you know,
that was definitely overhyped.
it was, but it fits in the too extreme for mainstream.
Yeah. So are you gonna pick up
I
the
see why.
second entry? That
Yeah.
deep web triple X or whatever?
Yeah, I think I'll probably as long as they keep them like far enough apart in between, I'll pick them all up.
Yeah.
But like if they start releasing like, like 3 a month or something, I can't keep up with that.
Yeah. The only thing that bums me out is this new one is from the same director. I wish they'd do a little variety and get some different directors. Like I'm hoping not every release in this series is going to be from that
Yeah.
Damasio, whatever his name is, you know?
Well, I think he wasn't he the producer on Torment? I think someone called Adam
Oh,
something
Adam
directed
Ford, yeah.
Torment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was connected. He was like a producer, I think, but I'll be interested to see the next one.
Yeah, like I'll
And
pick up Deep Web Triple X, and if it blows me away, I'll keep continuing it. But
yeah,
if I'm just about it, like Torment,
yeah.
I'll stop. You know what I mean? Because I am
I'm
trying
just
to be more smart with my pickups, and I
yeah,
got to stop the whole mentality of picking it up just because it's from this label.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, something like Intervision, I'll still do that because I've loved everyone, but there's been some
yeah.
stinkers in Unearthed, you know what I mean? So,
I know what you mean, and
and $35, come on now, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's why I grabbed the DVD.
I
you
wish I
know,
would have.
and honestly, well, the DVD's got really good cover art to it
I
too.
know, way better than the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I actually like both of them. I think they're both very solid covers, but the DVD is better. Yeah, and then of course, you also got to talk about the fact that they're going on about like how it's like based on Gacy's crimes and everything.
Maybe just because it's a clown raping people, but other than that, no. Like, it didn't look anything like him.
No,
Nothing about it was like it, except the fact that he was raping dudes, you know?
yeah. What I would have done, honestly, had I been making that, I would have just like had one room in the guy's house and just have like articles about John Wayne Gacy like stapled to the wall, and have like books about him and stuff, and make it that like he's like an overly like obsessed like fan of
Yeah.
Gacy's or something.
Like Human Centipede 2 or something.
Yeah. I mean, it would have taken away the question, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but all in all, it was okay. It's the sort of thing I'm probably not going to watch it again until unless we do like a commentary on it or something.
Yeah.
But I like having it in the collection,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping, the next one will be a bit better.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm definitely, when it does come out, I'm probably not gonna look at Unearthed Films page. Like, once I order that, I'm probably just not even gonna look at it until I see it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the big problem with it, is you have so many people raving about it, so many people hyping it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And of course, like also with Torment, like I don't think they're gonna get that again, like how it was with Torment. That like people like I wasn't expecting this. It was like, you're watching a movie about the crimes of John Wayne Gacy, and you weren't expecting, like, man-on-man rape.
Oh yeah, that shit got old. Those people saying, "Oh, you tricked me into watching it." It's like, what did you
Like, what did
expect?
you think it was? I mean,
I think one person or someone told me that it's just a lot of people that are younger or whatever just know the name and know he was a killer, but don't
yeah.
know the facts about it or any like details. So maybe they were
Well,
genuinely surprised. I don't know.
yeah. I guess, though, like, there aren't really any documentaries or whatever, or movies about Gacy, really, are there? There's like two or three, maybe. That's it.
Well, you have To Catch a Killer with Brian Dennehy. That's
Yeah.
really good. And that
Yeah.
for some reason that doesn't have an American release, but
That's
Umbrella's edition is awesome. But and then
yeah.
you have the one from 2003 that
Yeah.
was part of that set with Dahmer, Ed Gein, Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
That's
And
it though.
yeah, that's like it. Whereas, like, everyone knows about, like, what's his name?
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, because, of the movie, right?
Oh, tons of movies, tons of documentaries.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is you know, that people didn't know that John Wayne Gacy was like a man raping clown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, let me get in my last mini review before we go to Crawl.
Okay.
I checked out SRS's Cinema's Blu-ray of Killing Spree.
Oh yeah.
And it's only limited to 666 copies, but I think there are still some available at Grindhouse, and I think you could buy them directly from SRS Cinema.
Mm.
But if you buy from SRS Cinema, they're charging a fortune for it. Like they want $35 for it, where I think from
Ugh.
Grindhouse you can get it for like 25. But
Yeah.
it's a fun. Have you seen this movie?
No.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard mention of it, but I've never really heard any,
Oh
any
man, it's
descriptions or
awesome. It's
anything.
like it's considered like a shot on video classic. It's from Tim Ritter, the guy who did Truth or Dare,
Oh,
and a
that's
lot of those SOV films from the 90s.
mm.
But yeah, this dude, he looks crazy, but he's like a mechanic for planes, and he has this really hot wife and all that, and his wife is writing in the journal of like all these dudes or whatever, and he's
Mm.
reading the journal thinking she's cheating on
Mm.
on him with all these dudes, so he just snaps and just starts like butchering all these dudes that she's writing about in the diary. And there's a twist at the end that's kind of cool. I didn't see it coming, but it changes
Yeah.
the whole thing. I'm not going to give it away here, but yeah, there's some really, I mean, it's shot on video, it's cheap,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's done from the guy who did the effects went on to do other important movies, so the effects are solid. Like there's one scene where there's like this grandma neighbor and she's snooping around and stuff,
Mm.
and he like snaps and he has like a hammer, the claw part of the hammer, and like puts it up under her chin. So like the
Ooh.
hammer's in her chin, then he like rips it back, and you see the effect is like in your face, and it's brutal looking. He like the hammer takes it, rips her whole jaw off, and then she falls, and he's like laughing, laying on the yard, playing with the brain and insides of her head and all that.
Oh
Like, dude,
man.
it's brutal. And then there's like one scene, like this dude, he's coming over to mow the lawn or something, and he's talking to him, and the guy, he's working on the roof, and he like looks down, he drops a screwdriver, and the screwdriver just goes straight into the dude's head, and it's just
Ooh.
it's badass. And he takes off the fan blades and put machetes for the fan blades, and he lifts this cable guy up because he thinks his wife's sleeping with the cable guy, so he like lifts the dude up and chops his head off with the fan blades.
Oh man.
Like it's that kind of movie, but it's so ridiculous, and the acting is terrible. So it's one of those ones. It's almost like The Room of horror movies. Like you
Yeah.
almost you're laughing because like there's one thing where it had me laughing out loud. Like the dude, he brings his girlfriend over, and he's talking. All of a sudden, the dude's like, "Oh, where'd my girlfriend go?" And he looks up, and it's the crazy dude. He's holding the girlfriend's head, and he's like, "Now your girlfriend gave me head, literally." And he's laughing, and then he chucks the girl's severed head at the dude and knocks him out. And it's a funny movie. And the Blu-ray looked shitty. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's a shot-on-video film. But dude, it's loaded
Yeah,
with
what do you
features.
expect?
It's got the first ever seen extended director's cut, which has like 15 more minutes of gore. It
Oh.
has like 3 commentaries, like hours of interviews. There's an interview with the director and Herschel Gordon Lewis, and Yeah, it's a stacked Blu-ray. If you're a fan of
That's
90s
pretty cool.
cheese and like shot on video, or if you're a fan of Intervision films, definitely give Killing Spree a watch.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be pretty damn good, honestly.
Yeah, it's funny. Like if you wanted to get a cheaper version, I think Camp Motion Pictures has like a $10 DVD of it. But
Ah,
you don't get that extended cut though.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, should we get on to Alexandre Aja's Crawl?
yeah.
Yeah, so we both saw this in theaters. I saw it Thursday, you saw it Friday. I was
Yep.
pretty hyped, maybe a little too hyped for it. I mean, I figured that was going to
Yeah.
happen though. Um, but I mean, were you that hyped or were you just kind of meh about it?
I was hyped to see it, but it wasn't like it was it wasn't like my number one pick. Like super hyped to see it, but I thought it was going to be decent,
Yeah.
and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it too. I just wish there was some things different. We'll get into like a general plot.
Yeah.
Basically, this girl, it takes place in Gainesville, Florida, which is not even an hour away from me. But anyways, she's a swimmer and all that, and they're having practicing during this hurricane for some reason. And yeah, and basically she goes to see if her dad's all right, and he's obviously hurt by this alligator. There's this giant alligator in the crawl space.
Oh yeah.
And that pretty much is the whole movie, is her and the dad in this crawl space. You get a few scenes outside of the crawl space, but other than that, like it's a pretty self-contained movie.
It is, yeah. I wish there'd been more outside. I mean, it felt too self-contained almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
like
I was hoping for. I wish there was a lot more scenes outside. Like that's what I was actually expecting from the movie. Like before I
yeah,
saw it, was like them to be walking outside and trudging through and all that. Where you really only get that in like the last 15 minutes.
yeah. I mean, the scenes that were outside work really well,
Yeah,
and I mean, what makes it work also is the fact like everything's flooded, right? So you have people doing stuff outside, and there's gators around, but they can't see them because they're under
yeah,
the water.
yeah,
You know, that's what works. You know, like the one thing within like under the house sort of thing. In theory, if you could have just kept your eyes on the gators,
you could have ran out.
you could. Yeah, I mean, there were ways around, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, this movie had some damn good kills, though.
yeah. Be honest, did you think that dog was gonna get eaten?
I thought it was, honestly,
Yeah,
and
I was shocked
it's
that
the
it
sort of
didn't.
thing. It's the sort of thing like some people would kill off the dog just as a, to show like like they're serious, that the movie's serious or whatever.
Yeah,
Um, I'm sort of glad they didn't. I don't like
they kind
seeing
of build up the
dogs and
yeah,
things.
kind of build up the suspense because, like I said, the whole time I'm waiting for it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then they do another thing where, remember, he picks up the dog and they're walking across. Remember, they're like, "Oh, you can't splash. They'll attack you if you splash." And he's holding this dog. I was fully
yeah,
expecting this dog to start kicking or something, and to start
yeah.
splashing, but it never happened.
No. And I mean, yeah, I was waiting for the scene like where they're like, "Come on!" Like the dog would be coming over, and then like a gator would just come out of nowhere and like swallow it whole.
Yeah.
You
Well, let's
know,
get to the two
but
big like fake out or not fake out, but the two main deaths. Uh,
yeah,
well, first you have those looters. They're like these kids on this boat, and
I
that
love
actually does happen. But dude, they're stealing a whole ATM. It's like,
that was awesome.
and I'm
I
like,
just saw that and I
dang.
was like, now that takes some balls.
Yeah, like if you ever
You
watch
know?
Breaking Bad, it's hard to break it
Yeah,
into an ATM. Like it's not just simply popping open a lock and whatever. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
not like they designed that specifically so you can't just pop it open.
yeah. So I guess really then taking it is probably the smart idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
You
if
know,
you'd
as
have to get like drill like crazy tools to get that open. But anyways, they
yeah,
do that, and then the one
I
brother's in there is taking glasses and snacks and everything, just all this junk. Dude,
yeah,
I just love the way the shot is. Like the dude, he's looking at the flashlight, trying to look at the house if there's anybody in there, and you just see
yeah,
his girlfriend just getting mauled to death in the boat.
and he has no idea.
Yeah, that was
It's awesome.
badass. But
And
dude, it
then
was
he turns around and it's like, damn.
yeah, it was creepy though to me when the kid that's still in the convenience store, seeing the
Yeah,
gators swimming down the aisles and everything.
yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, that was
I
badass.
mean, see, that's what it could have done with more of.
Yeah. And it's funny, yeah, we
You
just
know,
needed,
it
I
would
thought it
have.
had like two more deaths, like maybe another cop coming in or something. I don't know. See, it's kind of hard
Yeah,
because you got to justify people in that area when that area is supposed to be evacuated. Like, it would have been cool if
yeah,
maybe a neighbor decided to stick out the storm, because there are a lot of people that just don't leave. Like, I didn't leave, remember? You know,
yeah,
we were supposed to have a Category 5 hurricane, and I just didn't leave. Uh, but yeah,
yeah,
there's a lot of people like that because it's just the Florida mentality pretty much. But yeah, so it would have been cool. There were some
yeah,
neighbors maybe that got eaten too. But no, it's
yeah,
a freaky movie because that could actually happen. I mean, there's gators that already walk outside. Like I said, I
yeah,
was walking down
yeah.
the street a couple years ago and there was a gator on the sidewalk.
Man,
Yeah, and I had to like run
that's
past it.
insane.
You know what I mean? And they teach you in school, like if you see a gator run zigzags and all that, like there's prep in Florida schools on
Wow,
how to like deal with a gator and all that.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
That's
intense.
genuinely
They'll
crazy.
yeah, and yeah, I thought the effects on the gators were fantastic. Like there wasn't really a
Oh
single
yeah,
shot where I was like, yeah, that looks bad. Like they all look solid. One
yeah,
complaint I do have, I wish they did more with the baby gators. Like they showed that nest of eggs and they showed it
yeah,
one of them hatching, but they didn't do
yeah,
anything with these little gators.
yeah. I mean, it's something that should have paid off later on in the movie.
Yeah, like maybe someone
Um,
get eaten by a gang of little gators or something.
that would be funny, or just even or something along the lines of just like show like the gators, like little gators, like swimming off to like another area where people are or something.
For like an end
You
stinger,
know?
you know what I mean? Like a negative.
Yeah.
Because that's the one big complaint I had about the movie is it had like a Hollywood ending, like oh we're saved, and
Very
you know the
Hollywood.
girl's looking back at her dad like oh we're saved, blah blah blah. And it's like I
Yeah.
wish there would have been some kind of downer ending, like the dad got eaten or something, you know what I mean? And you know, and then they have the
Well,
helicopter just fly by.
let's be honest. The amount of damage that he took,
Oh, he would
you
have been
know,
dead.
yeah.
That
I mean,
that
he
whole
should have
part
bled out.
where his leg is snapped and he's got to get that thing and remember realign
Yeah.
his snapped leg. Like he'd probably
Yeah.
pass
Ugh.
out just a shock.
Yeah. Easily. I mean, I just want to know where the hell he gets all the belts from. He has
Yeah,
like two
that
wrapped around his leg. He has one wrapped around his arm after that interesting little incident with the gator on his arm. Uh, why does he have this many belts?
yeah, dude, did you think of Matthew McConaughey when you were watching it?
I did.
Yeah, he looked just like a knockoff Matthew McConaughey, like a skinnier, just store brand version. Like there's even some
Yeah.
parts where he sounds just like him.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they hadn't wanted Matthew McConaughey for it and written it like with certain things in mind, hoping to get him, and then they didn't get him.
Yeah.
So they had to get sort of like the next best thing.
Yeah, and the lead actress did grow on me. Like at first, I was like, "Man, this girl's ugly as hell," but her looks kind of did grow on me after a while. But at first, I was like, "This is the girl we're following."
Yeah. My one of my main problems with it is there was a lot of convenience. You
Yeah,
know, like oh she's a swimmer.
yeah.
You know, it's like
Oh, I knew
really,
that was gonna come into play right when they showed her
yeah,
swimming. I was like, "Oh yeah, there's gonna be a scene where she has to swim." It's like really
yeah.
calculated.
I think it would have been better had they just left her just like as a normal person,
Yeah.
and then would have had to have tried to do this stuff. They would have added an element of danger to it, more
Yeah.
so than because she's got the swimming skills. She's got the lung capacity. She's not gonna like drown.
Yeah.
She all she has to worry about is the gators. Whereas, if you just had a normal person, it would be, okay, you got to worry about the gators. You have to worry about, like, cramping up while you're down there. You have to worry about running out of breath.
Yeah.
All this stuff. But you're like, she's like a professional athlete. And it's like, okay. It's like making... A good example would be, it'd be like making a movie about someone being chased, but the guy that's being chased is like an Olympic sprinter.
Usain Bolt or whatever.
Yeah, Usain Bolt versus like Jason
Michael
Voorhees.
Myers.
Yeah, there you go. He can teleport, but you could still outrun him.
Or that dude with the metal blades for legs.
That
Olympic
guy,
runner with
when
the
he gets
metal.
out of jail.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I wonder if they took them away from him.
I think they did.
He's in there at night sharpening them.
Yeah, and he's
scraping them against the floor.
Yeah, that was a weird situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole thing was weird, but
when he gets out, they should make a
preferred
slasher movie with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's talk about the main death, like the highlight death of the whole thing. I love these two cops come in to help him, and
yeah,
like the one dude, you expected him to get eaten because he's like, he reaches his hand out, I think the gator bites his arm off or whatever, or I think it rips him all the down.
You see it in the trailer.
Oh yeah, but dude, that other cop, like there was an actual fake out death with that too, because he starts messing with the propeller, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, he's gonna get murked by this propeller. The next thing you know, one gator bites one leg, another gator bites another leg. Then two gators bite his arms, and then another gator comes in and bites his head off. Like, that was a badass kill.
All going different directions.
Yeah.
That was sick. That was what, all the, like, deaths in it should have been.
Yeah.
It should have been that level of visceralness and
just over the top. And I like the one thing, I don't know if this would be real, but remember she has the gun and the gator bites her arm and she's just unloading this whole clip into this gator.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that gator would have died, like, because it took like 7 bullets inside.
All I can think is, since her hand was in its mouth, the bullets would have been going essentially down its throat and into its body. It wouldn't have been going up into the brain, so...
Yeah, but still...
it wouldn't have killed it right away, but, what I find funny, though, is the fact, her father, like, he gets his arm bit and he ends up, arm goes bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot he got his whole arm ripped off, yeah.
That was a badass scene, too. I mean...
Yeah, you know what scene had me laughing, though, with how stupid it was? When she goes in the room and she's like, the room with the shower door, and she kind of tricks the gator into going in there, then lock... Dude, that shower door would not hold back a gator. Them glass shower doors, like, the gator's slamming against the door and it's holding up. It's like, what is that thing, bulletproof glass shower door or something? Like, those glass doors are flimsy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was kind of weak. And also the part where, like, the gator, like, has her by the arm and it's, like, doing, like, the death roll thing.
Yeah, I was glad they did that, because that's what they do.
Yeah, but that would have totally pulled her arm off.
Oh, yeah. And she somehow managed to grab the sparkler and all that. Or the flare.
Yeah, and I mean... And she still has, like, a good enough use of the arm to be able to... at the very least, that arm would have been broken.
Oh yeah,
and dislocated.
In real life, when they start doing that, you're already dead. It's just done. There's no hope for you. Once they start doing that death spin, they do it so quick that you'd be disoriented and in shock. And once they start doing that death roll, it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool that it was in there, but it should have that should have been like a death.
Yeah. I'm
You
kind
know?
of like, it sucks the movie wasn't a huge success. Like, I wish it was,
Yeah.
because I was kind of hoping for like another theatrical Snake movie. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
like I think the last one we got was Anaconda's Hunt for the Blood Orchid. That was like what, 15
Yeah.
years ago?
About that. Yeah.
Yeah, we need like a good snake movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's the sort of thing like unless you can like make like animals big, most animals don't really pose a threat.
No, I'll tell you you know what scene in The Crawl had me squirming the most out of any
Which one?
scene was those spiders. When she starts
Oh yeah.
busting at the floorboard and all those spiders are crawling on her face, dude, that freaks
Yeah.
me out more than any of the gator scenes.
Yeah.
Like, I have a phobia of spiders, dude, and that would be a nightmare, dude.
Oh yeah. You know what part really got me? And it's a really odd thing. The fact she took her shoes off.
What, to go downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
That bothered me a lot.
Remember
It's
she
like,
steps on a random pile of shit? I think we're supposed to
yeah,
assume that's gator shit.
I guess. Oh man, it was, yeah. There were some scenes that were just kind of odd. I get the feeling though that that movie is cut.
Yeah, I have that
I,
feeling
I,
too.
I feel there's probably a good 15 or 20 minutes more footage, and I think they probably cut it down for like a theatrical release, and I'm really hoping we get an extended cut.
Yeah, I'm hoping too they give us a cool cover. That's like a movie that would be perfect for just a badass cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like if they don't do that alligator texture on a steelbook, that would be like a total missed opportunity.
Oh, definitely.
Like
I
maybe just
mean,
have the eye, you know what I mean? Like, you know what
oh,
I
that'd
mean?
be cool. Yeah, there's so much with that you could do that would just be simple,
Yeah,
but
because
would
the cover I think
make a difference.
sucks. Like the theatrical cover with just that sign and stuff. Like
Yeah,
I think the cover is garbage.
yeah. I mean, the bottom half of the cover is good,
Yeah.
where you see like
Oh, there is like
the
a
actual
gator, yeah.
gator. Yeah,
Yeah.
but other than that, it is kind of just meh.
I hope they have some special features or a commentary because I'm interested on what got Alexandra Aja involved in that. Like, was this an idea he thought of, or was he just hired on? Because it doesn't seem like a typical movie he would do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm on the IMDb right now. I'm just gonna see if it says anything. Um, Trivia. Try that. Um, I don't know. Well, I don't think he wrote it. It
No.
was written by Michael Rasmussen and Sean Rasmussen.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there's
Yeah,
at least like a 15-minute behind-the-scenes thing we'll know.
yeah.
Although
I mean,
knowing the modern releases, I bet you it'll be like a 3-minute behind-the-scenes, no commentary, no nothing.
yeah. Let's see what it says here. There's not much information. The movie was inspired by a true alligator event from Hurricane Florence.
Hmm.
Basements are very, very rare in Florida because most
Yeah,
of the
that's
state is at or below sea level.
Yeah, that's one thing that was really weird about that. I've never seen a basement in Florida ever in my life.
Yeah,
That's one thing that did take me out of it. I looked at it as a crawl space, but they're never
yeah,
that big. Like that was a
yeah,
full-on, you could stand in that thing. So it was, that is very strange they did that.
yeah. Uh, that's really all the stuff it gives, really. Um, I don't know. Uh, yeah, this is one that I think it needs like a good Blu-ray release,
Yeah.
and you need you know, honestly, what this could do with if this doesn't get like a good Blu-ray release, if it's just like a standalone disc essentially,
Yeah,
it
I'd be
needs to be
prepared for
paired up with
that.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess the only saving grace is that Severin, or is it that what it is releasing Crocodile 1 and 2? Or Crocodile Killer 1 and 2?
yeah. Yeah, Severin, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that. I'm always down for more gator movies.
Oh yeah, well, I just like killer animal movies as a whole,
Yeah,
you
it
know.
has to be a
But
certain kind of killer animal for me. Like, killer bears and stuff like that are not my style, but like if it's a killer spider or killer shark or killer snake
yeah,
or killer alligator, I'm 100% down. They have to be
yeah,
animals that I personally find intimidating. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I always find it funny though, like some of the choices. I mean, really, because when you think about it, like you take a movie like Anaconda, you know, the only way an anaconda's a threat is if you go to the Amazon.
Yeah.
You know what I
Although
mean?
here in
Now,
Florida, like the pythons, like huge pythons, like the Everglades,
yeah,
there was just
yeah,
some in the news last year that a lot of these people that buy pythons for pets, and when they don't
yeah,
know what to do with them, they dump them into the wild and they dump them into the Everglades, and they're huge. Like they say,
yeah.
there's a street here on I-75, actually, the interstate. Like
Hmm.
there's a section of the interstate where a certain time of day, you'll just see a
Hmm.
mass amount of snakes crawling across the interstate.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then you've heard
That's
of
really
Alligator
crazy.
Alley, like it's on I-75 also. When you head towards Tampa, there's a thing called Alligator Alley,
Yeah.
and it's us. They had to build these high gates for like miles down this interstate because the gators will be crossing the interstate.
Man,
But yeah, you like if you stop, you could like look out past the fence and you see a ton of gators and everything, and it's intense.
that's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
I guess one thing though we should say about this movie though also, we should talk about the hurricane itself
Oh yeah.
because it's
Like I
essentially
saw
a
some
character
reviewers
unto
say it's a
itself.
character. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty realistic. Like that's how they are. Like And like I said,
Yeah.
I've been in the situations where you're walking down the street in like waist deep water. You know what I mean? And where
Yeah.
people are driving boats down the streets, and that's a real thing. I mean, but after like two or
Yeah.
3 days, it all drains out, and it seeps into the yards and all that. But you know, like
Yeah.
like when I was young, we used to get like little boogie boards, and when the
Hmm.
water would be like real deep like that on the street, would you be boogie boarding down the street and everything? But you also gotta
I
look
know
out for
what
that
you're
kind of
saying.
stuff. You got the fear of ringworms and all that stuff. Like it's not good to
Yeah.
be trudging around that water. You get a lot of bad infections, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. I
But
I,
if you have
I
a
thought it
jet
was just
ski, it'd be badass.
yeah. Yeah.
So what would you give your final rating before we move on to Thirst?
I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, same. It was better than average, but it wasn't
You know,
godlike material.
yeah. I'd like to see an extended cut.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because it feels too short,
Yeah.
and we need that darker ending as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I give it the same rating.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's definitely something I'll pick up on Blu-ray,
one
but
one thing I noticed though is at the end of it when the helicopter was landing, it kept to pick them up. It kept blowing around and like wobbling and everything. I thought they were gonna do something with that.
yeah.
Like the helicopter was gonna crash or something, and they'd have to take the cops' boat or something.
Yeah.
But then
Or maybe
they
they
didn't.
fall right into a gator's mouth or something.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, so our next movie to side review is Thirst. I think was it '06 or '09?
I think it was '06. Let me just check. First. 2009.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is from
Yeah.
the director of Old Boy, the Vengeance trilogy, a really highly acclaimed director from, is this Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was pretty hyped to see the movie, and I'd
Yeah.
heard nothing but good things. To my surprise, it's not a full horror movie. I was expecting more horror,
Yeah.
but I still really dug the movie. Like it maybe was like 15 minutes too long, but other than that, like, I thought it
Yeah.
was pretty solid. Like, I liked the idea. Like, basically, how does he get the vampire disease in the first? Like, what's he doing in this African? First of all, it's
He,
bizarre seeing English-speaking black dudes in a Korean
I know.
film.
Very, very odd to say
Yeah,
the
that was I
least.
was I was kind of shocked. I was like, what in the world? But what's he
Yeah.
doing there? Because it's
I
basically like a
think he,
suicide thing.
I think he's gone there essentially to volunteer to be infected with this disease so they can try different cures on him.
But yeah, so it's really bizarre, and he's getting all these welts, and then he ends up rising from the dead again, and then he's
Yeah.
praised in his town, and he becomes this miracle worker and all that. But yet, for some reason, he has to go to this woman's house to get food and all that, like,
Yeah.
because I guess he was friends with the weird sick kid or whatever. He was like this dude that was just always sick, and
Yeah.
yeah, the mom's like feeding him, and they're glad to have him, and for some reason, they treat the daughter like complete shit.
Yeah.
Like, that mom
It
was an asshole. Like, remember when she falls and her underwear's showing and the mom's just standing up laughing at her?
yeah.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's an odd movie.
Yeah, I definitely like the way he looked with bandages wrapped around him. Like, I
Oh
wish they would
yeah.
have done a little more with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a good piece of like, keep the sun off you as well.
Yeah, but dude, the movie switches tones completely. Like, he starts
It,
all of a
it
sudden developing a relationship with the daughter, and she's like, oh, I want you to turn me into a vampire and all that. And,
yeah.
yeah, and then it turns into like a hostage, like, weird situation. Like, it totally flips, and all of a sudden they gotta kill the brother or whatever because she told him he hits her and all that, remember?
Yeah.
So they kill him, and then that drives the mom crazy, and she turns paralyzed and all that. And then that's when it turns into like a weird, like, it totally changes. But I love the way it looks when they paint the whole house white to represent sunshine, and they have
Yeah.
like all these fluorescent lights. It reminded me of that movie Bug. You ever seen
Yeah.
that with William Friedkin movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. But that was my favorite part of the movie. Like, when it got into that whole aspect of them keeping the mom there, and she's
Yeah.
like trying to warn, the people, like, what's going
Yeah.
on, and they're kind of like, looking all weird, and then all of a sudden hell just breaks loose when they realize what's going on.
Yeah. What I really dug about it, I dug the fact that, when he eventually turned her into a vampire, she was just 100% down with it.
Oh yeah, she was
She
just
was
going
going
around
out and
killing
like hunting
people.
people and everything. She was like an apex predator type thing,
Oh
where
yeah.
he was just, kind of.
Yeah, he was more good about
Yeah.
it, but the weird thing is he wasn't a priest anymore. Like, he gave up the priesthood, but he still felt bad about it.
Yeah.
And that brings me to that blind dude. Like, that was a weird dude. He's
I
like, you'll
know.
never go hungry. He's letting him drink his blood, and then he's like begging him to give him some vampire blood and all that.
Yeah. It was
That was,
very odd.
yeah. And then, dude, the one of my favorite scenes is when he doesn't want the girl killing anymore, and she goes to
Yeah.
jump, and he grabs her leg and slams her face on the side of the building, and then
Yeah,
drops
that
her,
was
and she
awesome.
smacked. That was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing that this is one of those movies I think that has a lot of great moments in it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really at times know what it wants to be.
Yeah, I feel what you mean. It's like a love story almost, with like
Yeah.
horror elements. Like, there
Yeah.
was some really suspenseful moments though, I thought. Like, when remember when the daughter totally throws the priest under the bus and is like, "Oh, he killed your son, blah blah blah," and
Yeah.
remember, like, and then the mom's on the floor and she can't move, but she's looking at what's going on, and
Yeah.
there was some suspenseful moments for sure. And that whole moment when she's trying to hint to the people playing that board game, like, that they killed the son.
That was great. That was a really well played out scene.
And let's get into the whole thing that once you kill somebody in that,
Mm.
you still hallucinate and see them for like a while after. Like, they're having sex and you see the dude with this weird ass grin, like, right in
I
between
know.
them. Like, that was pretty funny though.
It was, but it sort of took me out of it. It's like all of a sudden, like it's American Werewolf.
Yeah, yeah, it was. I
You
thought it
know?
was funny. Just the look on his face. He's like smiling, and he's just wedged in between them.
Yeah. But then, he turns her into a vampire, and then they never see him again.
Yeah. What did you think of their coffin too? It's literally just like a cabinet tipped over.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, yeah, we'll just put this dresser down here, and there we go, good enough.
Yeah. I thought it was. Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
There are parts I dug about it, but it wasn't like a classic like I was expecting. I will
Oh
say
no.
I think that actor who played the priest, I really dug his performance though, and he has like a really unique look.
Yeah. Well, he has what I refer to as the face.
Yeah. Do you know of any
You
other
know?
movies he's in that are big?
I'll take
Like
a
I
look.
know I've
Let's
seen him
see here.
before.
Kang Ho Soon, his name is.
Yeah, I know I've seen him before. I just don't know what.
Yeah, let's see here.
But there was some.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Known for Memories of Murder. The Host. He was in The Host.
Oh, okay.
Snowpiercer. And The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
Not a whole lot, but
and
probably
a
would
bunch
have
of
been
other
the
stuff
host.
too, but it's more, Korean,
Yeah.
like, oriented. Oh, he was in Lady Vengeance.
Oh, okay. That may have been where I
Yeah.
seen him, either that or the host.
Oh, and, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
Yeah, then that's probably it. The Vengeance trilogy.
Was he? I'm not sure. Let me just check something. Where's the cast list here? Okay. Oh, he played the main guy in Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
Yeah, that's where I seen him then. But yeah, I really dug
Yeah.
his acting. The girl was kind of meh. She was there. It didn't really stick out to me, but I actually found her annoying, but I think that was the point. So I mean, there was a whole lot of gore. There was that cool thing where she's puking up all the blood and stuff, in the white
Yeah.
room, and it kind of looks pretty, the contrast is really nice. But what did you think of the ending of it?
I thought the ending was. I don't know. I mean, because.
I like the cinematography of it, though. Like
Oh,
when
yeah,
the camera
beautiful
pans
shot.
out to the water, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, remember the whale? The water turns to blood, and this whale shoots blood out of its blowhole.
Yeah.
That was pretty badass
Yeah,
looking.
It's the sort of thing. There's like excuse me. My main problem with the ending was, not that, well, we'll spoil the ending. If you've come this far, you've probably
Oh
seen
yeah,
the movie.
everyone's seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, they burn themselves up in the sunlight.
Yeah.
My main problem with it is the fact that, she was against it.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of lame too. Like if he wanted to do it, he should have done it. That was kind of lame to kind of make her do it too. Like I
Yeah.
understand it just because he probably felt bad for doing
Yeah.
it and he's responsible for all this, but at the same token, I mean, you know what I mean? If she wants to still do it, let her do it,
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, that's her. You've done your part.
Yeah,
You know.
I do like how the mom was in the back seat and you see her, she kind of
Yeah.
smiles a little bit when she sees what's happening.
Yeah.
And I like the way it looked when they were burning, like, and then it flashes forward and you see, like, the legs with the shoes on, and they're just, like,
Yeah, and then-
charred.
Yeah. Then they just drop off.
Yeah, and I love the whole thing when she's trying to find a way to get out of the sunlight. She goes to the trunk and he just rips the whole trunk off and
I
hurls
know.
it like a mile into the ocean.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, you're gonna do that. I'm gonna go under the car, and he pushes the car out of the way, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, no, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
What I want to know is why she didn't jump off the cliff. I
I
mean,
mean,
you're not gonna burn up if you're underwater.
yeah, I guess so, but then it's like, how are you going to get back on land, though? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, she's
Like, I don't think you
vampire.
could just jump out of the water like that. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's there are a few like plot holes there. I would have preferred it though, like at the end, had they both decided to like kill themselves in the sun and everything.
Yeah.
That would have just made a bit more sense to me.
And then
Where
you
this was
also
just
got
kind of like I'm gonna take you with me. It's just like, really?
yeah, but then you got to also think about like what's the mom gonna do? She can't call
Yeah.
for help. She can't drive. You know what I mean? Like, what was the
Well,
point of taking her?
he did give her the cell phone, and she can move one finger.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I found that funny. He like tucks her in and everything, puts a blanket on her, gives her the cell phone with it there, and then just sits her there and lets her watch.
What do you think of them being able to lift the whole recliner with her sitting in it?
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, they're all playing the game, and I think she forgets they're all there and lifts them up. They're like, "Damn, she's strong."
Yeah, and it's just kind of like this, like, uh-oh. I just
Anyways,
love it because there's like, you see so many scenes in that movie where it's just kind of this like, oh crap moment.
yeah,
Where like one of them will do something and then I'll just be like, oh man, now I got to deal with this.
yeah, and I also like the scene too where she's like sucking the blood out of the dude, and she's not getting any more, trying to tap the vein, and he's like, "Oh, cut the ankles off and hang him," and just let
Yeah.
gravity do the work. Like that was pretty badass.
I thought it was kind of awesome that he knew to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, the one who is essentially like, I don't want to say the wimp in the relationship, but
yeah. Well, he
You
is. Yeah,
yeah, you know, um, but he's the one that's like, just cut off the feet and hang him up there, and it'll come out on its own.
what did you think of the whole incest vibe they had going on? Like they hint to it quite a few
I
times in it.
I'm not sure. I don't know whether she was supposed to be like the daughter or whether she was supposed to be like the like adopted daughter.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure either. And dude, that was like kind of hard to watch whenever he got like sexual urges. Remember he'd just start whipping his legs or whatever?
Yeah, well, and that leads us, of course, to the scene where she rapes him,
Oh yeah.
which was kind of odd.
Yeah.
Well, I even sent you the message, didn't I? Like, dude, this priest totally just got raped.
Yeah. That was still when he was a priest and everything.
Yeah, and he's like whipping his leg, and she's like, "No, like I know what to do,"
Yeah.
and then she like forces herself on him, which is pretty funny when you think about it, considering he's like supposed to be like a vampire,
Yeah.
like powerful and everything, and like no, just
Yeah. I like the way too, like when he first realize he's a vampire, remember he sneaks in her window and then like crawls out and everything. There was some good
Yeah.
cinematography. Next thing you know, you see him on the street just running.
yeah.
So what would you give the final rating for Thirst?
I'd give it probably, I'll say an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd probably give it the same, maybe even a 7.5, only
Yeah.
because I was expecting a little more, and I didn't get fully what I wanted with that movie. And I personally
Yeah.
like Old Boy and the Vengeance trilogy better.
Oh yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean, I'd have to probably give it a 7.5.
Yeah.
Maybe even a
It,
7. I don't know. Like, like I said, the cinematography was beautiful. Like, it was an
Yeah.
interesting story, but I don't know how much rewatchability it has.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be literally years before I ever watch it again.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad it was released by
I will
Kino.
watch it again.
Yeah, like, I'm
Yeah.
glad it was released by Kino, because the Blu-ray was only like 16 or 17 bucks, you know what I mean? Now, if I would have
Yeah.
paid like 25, 27 for it, I probably
Yeah.
would have been a little disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, my Blu-ray was from Britain, and I got it for like, I think I got it for like £6
Oh, okay, that's good.
back then, and it was from Tartan.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it's the sort of thing. It's worth it at those prices.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
like,
know,
I'm glad I
but
have it to
yeah.
add it to my Asian collection.
Yeah, you know, it's the sort of thing. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like some hidden classic,
Yeah.
but it's a damn good movie.
Yeah, if you're into Asian cinema or you like Old Boy and all that, definitely worth
Oh,
a
yeah.
watch.
for sure.
Just know it's not a full-on horror movie. It's more like a romantic story drama with horror elements. It's basically a dark version of Twilight, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. That's a very good description.
Yeah, it's an adult horror version of Twilight.
Yeah, without the sparkling vampires.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Like we said, there wasn't a whole lot of news, but when we record next, we're actually going to be doing a double feature of Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2. So
that's going to be sweet.
Yeah, so I got mine today. I don't know if you got yours yet today.
I don't know. I'm
you gotta check
downstairs.
The mail.
I can't see the mail.
But so I'm sure if you don't get it today, you'll get it tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what day is today? Monday?
Yeah.
So basically, I'm going to watch one of them tonight and probably one of them tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, let's record the Silent Hill episode.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. I mean...
Yeah, and I'll do some research,
too. There's so much to talk about in the Silent Hill stuff.
Oh, yeah, and we'll both be watching the brand new Scream Factory release, so we'll be able to comment on the features and transfer of that. And, yeah, I'm excited to talk about the second one, too. I don't know if you have any experience with the video games, but we could do a little discussion on the video games. I played 1 through 4. Well, no, I played the later ones, too, some of them. One of my favorite. We'll get into that when we the discussion on it, but But yeah, I'll do some research too. Look for a little more news.
Yeah.
Try to find some stuff worth talking about. Yeah. So yeah, this will be uploaded. Well, obviously the day you're listening to it, it'll be uploaded. But
yeah,
probably Wednesday or Thursday, the latest, we'll have the Silent Hill episode up.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is Corey's Crypt.
And this is BDG Reviews.
Peace.
Peace.